Who is Muriel Spark? Muriel Spark was a renowned British author known for her works in fiction, primarily novels and short stories. When was Muriel Spark born? She was born on 1st February 1918. Which notable novel is Muriel Spark famous for? Muriel Spark is particularly famous for her novel, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, published in 1961. It was later adapted into a successful film. What themes can be found in her writings? Her writings often explore themes of identity, religion, morality, and the complexities of human relationships. What awards did she receive for her literary contributions? She received several awards during her career, including the David Cohen Prize for Literature, the James Tate Black Memorial Prize, and the Golden Pen Award. What is the main theme in the novel The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie? The main theme in the novel is the influence of a charismatic teacher and the power dynamics between the teacher and her students. How does the theme of betrayal manifest in the story? The theme of betrayal is evident as Miss Jean Brodie betrays her own ideals by manipulating her students for her personal agenda, ultimately leading to their disillusionment and disappointment. What motif is recurrent throughout the novel? A recurring motif in the novel is the concept of time and its effect on the characters' lives. Spark employs flash-forwards and flashbacks to highlight the consequences of Miss Brodie's actions. How does the theme of conformity versus individuality play out in the story? The theme of conformity versus individuality is explored as Miss Brodie encourages her students to break free from societal norms and develop their unique identities, yet paradoxically tries to mold them in her own image. What role does the theme of sexuality and desire have in the novel? The theme of sexuality and desire is subtly woven into the story as Miss Brodie's unconventional relationships and romantic entanglements with men challenge societal expectations and influence her students' perceptions of love and intimacy.
Are there elements of fascism present in the novel The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie? Yes, the novel does contain elements of fascism, primarily through Miss Jean Brodie's authoritarian and manipulative behavior towards her students. How does Miss Jean Brodie exhibit fascist tendencies? Miss Brodie exhibits fascist tendencies through her desire for absolute control over her students' thoughts, actions, and loyalty. She seeks to mold them into her own ideological image and suppresses independent thinking. What role does indoctrination play in the story? Indoctrination is a significant element related to fascism in the novel. Miss Brodie attempts to indoctrinate her students with her own beliefs and values, using her position of authority to influence and shape their minds. Are there instances of glorification of a leader figure in the novel? Yes, there are instances where Miss Brodie is portrayed as a charismatic and revered figure, similar to the glorification of leaders often seen in fascist regimes. How does the novel explore the dangers of unchecked power and ideology? The novel delves into the dangers of unchecked power and ideology by highlighting the negative consequences of Miss Brodie's actions. Her authoritarianism and manipulation lead to betrayal, disillusionment, and emotional harm among her students, underscoring the potential harm of extremist ideologies. How can Jean Brodie's character be described concisely? Jean Brodie's character can be described as charismatic, manipulative, and morally ambiguous. What are Jean Brodie's defining traits? Jean Brodie is known for her confidence, strong personality, and her ability to inspire loyalty and admiration in her students. How does Jean Brodie manipulate her students? Jean Brodie manipulates her students by subtly influencing their thoughts, opinions, and actions to align with her own beliefs and desires. What are the moral complexities surrounding Jean Brodie's character? Jean Brodie's character presents moral complexities as she prioritizes her personal agenda over the well-being of her students, blurring the line between mentorship and exploitation. How does Jean Brodie's character evolve throughout the story? Jean Brodie's character remains relatively static throughout the story, holding on to her ideologies and unyielding personality, despite the consequences her actions have on her students' lives.